Start. Hello, everyone. It's February 23, 2021, and you're watching me, Nikki, also known as Business Trader for the Awesome10X live Philippine market update. Let's begin. All right, so the Philippine markets actually was down. You could see that the majority of them was red, but it eked out a small gain on some issues. So let's take a look at the stats first. All right, the index. You've got 10 billion pesos traded in the Philippine market. 171 declined following Wall Street sell-off last night. And you could see that Philippine stocks were actually also down. Foreign net selling is 1.2 billion on the downside and more losers today. Let's take a look at the index. Let's read the prices for you. Your SM is 1,060, AEV is 43.8, ICT is 120, TLDT is 1313, Ayala Corp 762, your MPI is 4.19, Security Bank is 130, Aboitiz Power is 25.4, your LTG is 14, your FGEN is below 30, DMC is 526, Robinson's Lands 19, Emperador is 10, AGI is back to 1036, San Miguel Corp is 125, URC is 132, Mega Real is 376, Jollibee is 178, GD Caps 550, Pure Gold 36, Robinson's Retail is 54.4, Bloomberry is 7.5, JG Summit 62.7, Ayala Lands 38.2, Metrobanks 50, Meralco is 278.6, Globe is 1977, BDO is 105, BPI is 84, SM Prime is 35.5. Among the companies here, that's actually an index and the one that you can usually see a bounce from, it's actually some of the issues in the no, it's not the property space. The property is still expensive here. The telecoms actually are already nearing their supports. So you can actually try to chomp up some Meralcos as well. Utilities like 275 all the way to 260 or even 250 should be fine. And as usual, that the reason why I read the Robinson's Retail today is because it's 54.4. It's really in the worst actually that it has never been in over about 9 months. Now let's take a look further on some movers for the day. Stats first. So top traded names, the ones that are being traded, it's mostly on the active side, on the red side. So your Dito Telecom was sold down 17.8. Your PHA is also sold down here about 291. Your ASEN also sold down here at 745. Your APL and MM didn't get sold down, but neither did they go up, which means that people are still also hesitant to buy them, meaning they're also being taken profits from. APL is 27 cents. Mary Mart is 7 pesos. Your BSC is back to 150. Your Jollibee's 178. So take a look at that. Your top 6 names are actually on the red and they're actually still being profit taken from. So if you have it, I'm sure that you're happy as well, but it isn't wrong to actually take profits on them. Similarly, on your index formats, your Metrobank, BDO, BPI failed to actually muster a strong movement, and the market actually sold your Metrobanks back at 50 pesos. And I wouldn't be surprised if after the X date of the special dividend, that it will actually fall back to about 45 or so. Now, for your Nickel Asia, it remains to be above 6, still didn't go to 5, but you could see that there is some sort of 1% sell-off. So it's not really a big sell-off, but people are also hesitant to buy up some Nickel Asia even after a successful breakout for the last 12 months. Like the breakout of that 5 peso mark is actually important for your Nickel Asia. Now, let's take a look at your FNI. Your FNI is down to 307. So you're seeing that both nickel plays are actually being taken profits from, but it's still in an uptrend. All right, so your Converge is back to 17.76, down 1%. We did see that Converge actually still managed to break above that 16.8, so still trading at the consolidating at that all-time high zone. You've got your Vol actually getting sold down after hitting 4, now below 3, still trading at 298. Take note of your of companies here that are still being sold down. So you're seeing that people are still profit taking. So a lot of people find that the markets are a little bit too extended. And of course, let me just explain a few things. even if this wasn't in the top gainers, it's good to notice that after falling down, that people are able to buy it up at a higher low. So indeed, this has gone from 160 all the way to 6 pesos after a successful acquisition. Take note that Discovery World Corporation, their website, has shown themselves actually wrapping up their property portfolio, increasing their Boracay hectares, their Palawan hectares, their Siargao Island hectares. And those are actually, in my view, a positive sign that the market is also in the agreement that within the next 5 years or 10 years, not only will we have a booming tech travel industry, these destinations are going to be the hottest, if not the best beaches in the Philippines and in the world. So it's going to be a world-class destination. There could be, in my view, partnerships along the way. Take note that Discovery World Corporation in the last couple of years have been acquiring a lot of property. So this didn't happen just a month ago or 2 months ago. Read through it. There's a lot of acquisitions that Discovery World has done. And in my view, if you're doing a long-term investment anyway, it's not like a short-term investment, you have to understand that the company is doing the best that they can, not really to ramp up the hotel operations today, but it could be land banking. It could be a value play for them such that, hey, if I can buy all these properties today, the Palawan, the Siargao Islands, before it erupts to about a 10x move, then I'd rather buy it now rather than wait 10 years after. So I think it's more of that land banking play. And of course, there's that reopening theme as well when the travel industry rises eventually. Now, we already saw that Davin has been halted, right? And then so far, we don't know if it will gap up when it opens again. There was the news that the Vinci is gonna be the holding company, the Montosco Premier Wine and Spirits. Let's take a look what happened on your other entities, the ones that are selling. Well, Pure Gold and Costco didn't rise yet, but there's some volume trying to pick up some Costco, about 5 million shares here. And then your pure gold still slumbers here at about 36 pesos. We haven't seen these supermarkets falling so low in the last year. Take note that in the pandemic, yes, pure gold fell as low as 26. But right now, March till today, it's about nearing 12 months already. We find that the market in the Philippines seems to assume that pure gold does not have a customers. And I would say that I would disagree with that. Robinson's Retail also, the assumption seems to be by the market prices here. Your March price lows of Robinson's is 44, and you can now buy it for as much as 54 pesos 40 cents. So that's just like back to March 2020. And in my view, Robinson's Retail is not really a company that is supposed to be dumped like this. So I would see values being picked up by companies like Robinson's Retail and Pure Gold, despite the fact that they will not substantially outperform the market. I mean, sure, you can just probably make 25%, but for some people, 54 to 70 pesos, 16 peso gain is how much is that? 30%. So I'd say that some people are willing to actually buy these names despite this drop. Now let's try to read some news as well. So Dennis Oy 4 hours ago in Billionario said here, join Dito selling binge, unloading 18 million pesos worth of shares. Greg is also selling 54 million pesos of shares on the same day. And the directors have said that, Dito has been on a bull run. They're just taking profits. So they're joining the directors, taking profits, selling 1 million shares at 18 pesos each. Some of them sold 3 million shares. And in my view, after a run up 1 to 18, right, it's likely that they themselves believe that the market has gone more than ahead of itself. So the market has gone ahead of itself. Now, it doesn't mean that the stock would crash eventually, but it just tells you that there is a zone that people are willing to sell rather than to buy. Let's read further what Billionario is saying about the Davin. Tagay na Lucia Co brings liquor wars to the Philippine Stock Exchange. Costco is spinning off Alfonso Spirits business to the shell company firm Da Vinci to face off with Ginebra, Emperador. And so they want the liquor war to start in the stock market. They're going to spin off their liquor and wine distribution business to its shell company, Da Vinci Capital. From Da Vinci, it will become the Keepers. This long dormant firm will now come to life as daughter Camille Premier Wine executives are joining the board. Through a backdoor listing, Alfonso, Johnny Walker, Jim Beam, Chivas Regal, Absolute, The Patron, and Cuervo will compete now with the public rival and Andrew Tan and Ginebra San Miguel, the Emperador. So in a special board meeting just February 22, the firm by Da Vinci board, chaired by Co, is approving the share swap transaction in which Da Vinci will now get 100% interest in Montosco, Meritus, Prime Distributions, and Premier Wine and Spirits from Costco Company's holding firm. They would also leave Costco with grocery, retail, real estate, and all exploration remaining in the investment portfolio. So Da Vinci has left its management to determine the final terms and conditions of the share swap. And the Da Vinci board also approved InvestCap's subscription of 25% of the firm's proposed increase in the capital stock from 327 million to 2 billion pesos. Take note that Co is controlling InvestCap, which is an 85% stake in Da Vinci, and is planning a follow-on offering with a minimum public ownership requirement. Da Vinci revealed that Jose Paulino Santamarina, the president of Montosco, would be the president of Da Vinci. And so far, Da Vinci shares are in a trading halt, subject to evaluation of this transaction. The last shares traded at 6.5 after trading a record high of 10.4 on February 11. So take note that anything could happen, guys. It could go up, it could go down. But my view is just let the market present itself. We don't know the full details. We only know that, all right, Da Vinci is going to be the premier wine spirits. We don't know exactly what the follow-on offering is. It's better to wait for the market to let us know. Take note that before, what's another follow-on offering that happened? Take note that Dennis Oy had the PHR, right? Let's go to the chart of PHR. For those who aren't aware, PHR is also a resort play. It's a casino play as well. So Philippine Resorts Group Holdings, this is actually like a Cebu casino play. And then they actually raised some money at 1.68. Going ahead of yourself, if you were buying something in the realm of 3 pesos, now it's trading at 2.6. The reason, in my view, is that, well, maybe some people who have it at 1.6 are still unloading their shares because there was a follow-on offering at about 1.68 peso. Now, of course, if you'll ask me, is the company PH Resorts Group worth your attention? Give it some time. I think like the company is not gonna profit this year. It's never gonna profit because of course the casino hasn't even opened yet. But it is interesting in my view to keep on reading about it. Because usually the news will tell us whether the Emerald Bay is gonna be open and so forth. So in the Philippine market, Dennis Oy, of course, have been in the Philippine markets, back and forth with their follow-on offerings, with their Dito Telecoms and so forth. Let's go to the google.com. It's easier to find out more news. PH Resorts Group Holdings, and then Emerald. So this is the website. Let's try to understand yet again what exactly does PH Resorts plan to do, because they have a Cebu land there that they want to expand into a resort, which will house, of course, a casino license. So it's going to compete basically with Bloomberry, but you casino in the beach, something like that. So PH Resorts Group, you could see the website is here. Emerald Bay Resort and Casino located in Mactan, Cebu. It is designed by Steelman Partners, and it's going to be a 5-star hotel and resort. Well, the target was delayed, of course, instead of 2020 to 2021. You've got, I don't know, 2021 or 2022. We'll see. So they also have, of course, a 4.4 hectare property in Clark Global City, Pampanga. And the base is going to be an adventure-themed integrated resort. So actually, some people might be interested more in the Pampanga region, the Clark Global City hectare, rather than the Cebu. Now, of course, there's also Donatella Hotel, which is a Panglao beach resort. This is gonna be just a small amount because it's just a 75-room hotel. However, it sits on 7.5 hectares of prime property. So this is resort play. It's like a development on the Philippine properties to be touted as one of the best destinations for hotel and casino. Let's take a look if they have shared anything in their investors relations, disclosures, SEC filings. Let's see, media board. The website is still perhaps under a lot of they need to improve more, like in terms of like disclosures, um, investors presentations. There's not a lot, no. It's kind of blank page pa. Let's read on the news. So December 2020, the Philippine Resorts is topping off Emerald Bay Towers. So these are already the ceremony. And then says here that the Udena Group's gaming and hospitality subsidiary in Mactan, Cebu. So the COO gaming veteran Jose Angel Suero said the topping off represents a significant milestone in our ongoing construction of Emerald Bay. We are very much excited to be on the road to open Emerald Bay on spec, on time, and on budget. So that was really the reason why they raised some money at 1.68. This is going to be their construction in 2 phases. It's going to be a resort with a completion target date of second quarter of 2022. That would be next year, guys. So Emerald Bay will feature 122 gaming tables for mass, premium mass, and junkets, 600 electronic gaming machines, 270 hotel room bays, and they're going to have to try and push for a soft opening by the end of 2021. So despite this very challenging year, Dennis always said that we're able to achieve many projects, many milestones. The topping off of 2 towers in Emerald Bay represents a very major, tangible, and visible milestone in its construction. We are anticipating a remarkable recovery in country's tourism and gaming sector. All right, so it's a gaming-related play. It's interesting, guys, to see that at least the Philippines is going to be a destination of at least 5 casinos. Am I right? There's Bloomberry, Soler. There's, of course, the Resorts World partnership with Sun City. Also worth looking at, by the way. Although it's not yet open, at least they are trying. I'm not sure if they're going to construct, no? So this is Sun City. We mentioned Sun City, which is of course the backdoor play of the Resorts World. What do you call that? The second casino, which is in Parañaque. All right, so we are seeing, of course, that it has matured. The sector in the Philippines, the gaming sector in the Philippines has matured. This is not the first casino. There is that goal that the Philippines want to have tourists come here, and what will tourists do if there's no if there's just a mall? So they felt that the beaches were great, and why not put a beach and also a casino? And therefore, that's the PH Resorts Group thinking. Now, of course, some people also believe that why don't we make this Asiana, the city of Philippine, kind of like the Melco dreams, like the same with what happened in Macau. So of course, it's good to see that they're all in one destination, so that if you're a casino player, you just technically go around that area. And that is actually the reason, if you think about it, why DMW's values perhaps are in a really deep value. If you study the entire market, the reality is that DMW's market cap today is trading at like distressed value. We're talking about like 25 cents or 20 cents to $1 if you really compute how many hectares they own, how much land there is, and so forth. So for those who are watching this class, this free market update today, you can actually check my DMW analysis. It's not really like a deep dive, but you can like put your own analysis yourself and try to understand whether, hey, in the Philippines, are there values like properties that can be revalued? And in a way, I'd say that DMW and is actually a cheap way to think about the Asiana boom in the next coming 5 years or so. Okay, so hi Nikki, just want to ask, why are you not cutting your loss on eToro GME? Well, at 40, I felt that it was a support. So I think that so here, I have some cash, so I don't really mind. I really think that how I play really is not like a tight play. I got in at 41. I sold some 45. And then the 52, I think I can unload it at 50. If it doesn't go down to 50, I mean, if it doesn't go up to 50 or 55, I can, of course, also just buy more at 39, 40. I really don't think that it's going to go $20. So if the downside is perhaps 40, and if the upside is something in the realm of 70, 80, 100, I really don't mind. Take note too that my GME, $5,000 in eToro does not really represent much in my own portfolio. This is actually just a small account. So example, last night, okay, you're asking me global markets, but let me just answer it. Okay, so all right, what have I been doing? All right, so I was seeing that the market was also toppish. So I closed some positions first. So you'll notice that for GME, I closed some positions at 42 to 45. However, I do think that this meme stock is going to do like a hedge move. So you can see that I've been closing some positions. I've been trimming such that I have some $1,000 cash. And because there's so much cash involved anyway, why wouldn't I just take some profits but also redeploy that? So I actually bought some more extra SunPower. SunPower I bought and sold, right? And I did that as well with other names. But I plan to actually buy SunPower on the way down. Like I'm waiting for SunPower to fall near 28 or $30. So I'll be happy to buy more of SunPower. I'm actually tranching my buys, like Nano Dimension all the way to $10. I'll be a happy buyer there. Unity, if it goes down to $100. So I'm not of the so example, you might even ask, hey, why do you still have Nokia? Because really, I think the Nokia is gonna go $5. Like I don't have a short term perspective. I buy companies that I don't mind losing 20 to 50% if I think that I'm gonna make 200%. So the truth is, right now with eToro, I don't really hold much positions there. The most of my companies that I really like are not available in eToro. So eToro doesn't really display the Awesome 10X investing picks. Example, like Tesoro, TSNP. It's not there. And I bought some HUT, Bitfarms. It's not also there. I got Hot 8 and Bitfarms. Yesterday, I actually bought some JFU. I forgot to buy JFU in eToro, but 2.3 all the way to $2 I'm willing to buy. Davin is halted again. Yeah, so by the way, I don't think that it is right to, how should I say this? eToro, my GME is not like, I really don't mind if I have like 100 companies and what you only see in my eToro is just really a small amount in my total portfolio. Like, and the truth is, like most of my stocks, perhaps if you really want to understand, I do share a bit. Like here's my Faces Trader portfolio. You could see like we have been happily selling pigs getting slaughtered and Solar's renewables because I sold like a lot of these. I do have some of these names. I sold them actually. I sold some, told people to sell their Clean Sparks 30, 40 above, and then of course Enphase and $200 above, SunPower, Nano Dimension when it was trading at 15. Sold some new tech actually at about 45. I sold some run at about 70, 80, even reached as high as 90 actually. Sold some RC Moto at about 30 actually. And happy to actually enter these names. XPEV at 38 is a great bright spot for me. I'd like to buy some NEO actually tonight if it goes below 50. Yeah, actually, I think you're asking me too much questions on global. Let's just go to the global market update later, and I'll explain. But the point is that I'm not a trader. If you're wondering, I am more of looking at investments as portfolio construction. When the market opens, I know that Dito doesn't have the momentum. Okay. Hi, what is this? I don't know what. Okay, so it's a Philippine market update. So since there's no questions on the Philippine markets, we can go on and discuss Awesome10X global market updates. The global market updates is next. Okay, so thank you very much. Thanks for liking, subscribing, and sharing. And see you on Awesome10X for our market updates, Philippines and global. See you later. Global tayo later. Thank you. Bye-bye.